Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first devlog series, where I'll try to create my own game and share the process with you guys. This first episode is just going to be a short introduction where I'll talk about the main goals that I have for the channel, the game itself, and the progress that I have made so far. So I created this channel because for quite some time now I had this idea of a game that just kept growing in the back of my head, and it's gotten to that point where now I just have to try to make it. I basically just want to give it my best, and yeah, I decided that today's the day where I'm finally gonna start with it. So yeah, it's almost like I have this brain itch that I can never scratch. And so I hope that by making these videos I would really force myself to finish this project and create something that I'm proud of. Since I feel like with people watching my progress, this will give me the motivation that I sometimes just lack on my own. The other thing is that I feel like documenting my progress from the very first beginning will give me something to look back into at the end. And I feel like this is going to be really cool, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it as well. And the last thing is that hopefully we can also learn from each other, where you can laugh at my mistakes and learn from them, and I can also discover new things with you guys. So if you have any advice, suggestions, or whatever it might be, then please just leave them in the comments below, because I'm really looking forward to reading them and implementing them in the game. This way we can have something that we have all created together, and this would be really awesome. So as I've said before, for this devlog series, I want to document everything from the beginning. And so this is why you see me start with a brand new project in Unity. And this way I can condense all of my weekly or maybe monthly progress into one short video where I talk about the major updates of the game and where I'm at. So I would probably not be talking that much about the code in detail, unless a lot of you guys requested in the comments. So with that being said, let's now talk about what the game is actually about. To be completely honest, for now, I don't really have a super crystal clear idea of what the game is going to be, but I think I know where I want to go with this. Basically, I want it to be a multiplayer, co-op, stealth game, so that people would need to steal things from other players, preferably without them knowing, and they will have some abilities that would help them win the game, and so obviously the first team that would get the required item will win. And at the moment I'm trying to keep the basic core mechanics of the game really simple and manageable, because I'm actually new at this. I have developed some mini games before, but I'm not a game developer, and the games that I've made before were relatively easy and not even close to the polish that I want this game to have. And besides that, I'm developing this game by myself. So this is why I think it is especially important for me to keep the scope of the game relatively small and not get too carried away like I always do. For now, I am pretty confident that I'm able to finish the game, hopefully not in a very long time, but this is because I've already programmed the main game loop once. And unfortunately I've made the rookie mistake of coding the game entirely for a single player without even thinking about multiplayer logic. So when I tried to add multiple players, all I have worked for so far has crashed, and basically the game became unusable. So this is why I'm redoing everything now. And I guess this is a good opportunity to start from a clean slate, just trying to take positively. But anyways, as the devlog progresses, I'm going to talk more and more about the idea that I have, and the game characters, the level design, and so on. Since I hope that by then I would have a bit more confidence in the vision that I have right now. Oh, and the other thing that I forgot to mention is that I would like this game to have really good visuals. Not like a AAA game or anything, but something a bit more niche and stylized. Since I really want to play with the style of the game, the lighting, the composition, and just the overall mood, I guess. Because for me, I think this would be the most fun part of the process, since I have more of an artistic background, I would say. I draw portraits of people and make digital illustrations. You can check my Instagram, by the way. The link is in the description below. But yeah, I would really love these devlogs to focus a bit more on the artistic aspect, maybe also include some 3D modeling, some animations and things like that. I think this would be really cool. But again, I don't want to get too carried away with it, because I don't want the game performance to suffer a lot, since I want the game to run pretty smoothly on most machines, hopefully even mobiles, but I don't know for now. So I guess we'll just see about that. Now that we got that out of the way, let me talk to you about what I've been working on during this video. So what you see me doing is mainly writing scripts for the character and camera controllers. I was struggling a bit with the different ways of controlling the main character. Since I tried moving the player using the rigid body, I also tried the transform component, but I eventually decided to use the basic character controller that Unity has. And maybe I'll change that in the future, but for now, I think it works fine, since I found that I like a little bit more control over the physics, like how the player jumps, the strength of the gravity and things like that. So yeah, I also didn't know from the get-go how I wanted the player to rotate, if it should be done using the keyboard input or if the camera should rotate him or whatever, but in the end I just used the mouse to make the player rotate to whatever it was pointing at, and I think that worked out pretty well. So yeah, for the camera I didn't do much basically, since it was just a child of the player and I gave it a small script to control its position relative to the player. This is going to be useful in the future, since the camera will change its position when the player enters a building or a team base or something like that. And since I'm not very familiar with the new input system that Unity has, I also wrote an input script to kind of keep things modular, so that if in the future I want to use different inputs than mouse and keyboard, I can easily replace things. So this has been pretty much it for this video. Like I said, it's just an introduction to the overall channel and to the overall game devlogs. So far I have a basic character and camera controller, and for next week I want to start implementing the multiple players logic, so that I will not redo the same mistake that I did before. I'll also try to have a menu and joining the lobby and creating a room. I will also start working on some basic level design, so that I would know generally where I want things to go. I will probably use just some free assets just to get a general idea basically. So if you don't want to miss that, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Finally, I just wanted to thank you guys who made it up to this point in the video. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And if you want to hang out with me live on Twitch, then you can check my channel in the description below. I try to stream every Monday at 7 PM UTC. So that's been it. Thank you very much and see you next time.